Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is to not immediately go for the generic. Um, we are taught often that the generic is the cheapest, and sometimes it is. A lot of the time, it's not. Um, Sometimes even regular price, it's not, and that I really don't get when I see trying to think where I was that so sorry. I was shopping for somebody for ship, so it would have been like Target, Meyer, Mariano's, and I saw something, and it was like the generic and the product were right next to each other, and the name brand was cheaper regular price than the generic was. So I was like, that's crazy. Obviously, that's not typical, but it does happen. But I got name brand soft soap. We like the milk and honey one. And it was, I can't remember whether it was $3.99 or $2.99, but I got a couple of them because it was uh buy five save five, so you get $1 off of every item if you buy five or more at Meijer, which is nice. Sorry, because you don't have to buy in increments of five, so you could buy like 7 items. You don't have to buy 10. And it was either $2.99 or $3.99 because I remember the $3.99, and I know there was $1 off, and I just don't know if the $1 off brought it down to $3.99 or was before it. And I keep forgetting to look at the receipt. This is like the fifth take because I keep forgetting. But um, people oftentimes rule out the name brand, and frequently the name brand, especially if you're getting it on sale, is the cheaper option. Now, I actually really like Meijer's version as well. And I'm so sorry. I would have been okay buying that. But a lot of the time, like the cereal, there's almost always a sale on cereal. And if you look it up in the per ounce, most places the generic is more expensive than the name brand on sale. So, and I'm so sorry. You definitely want to don't just automatically go for the generic and rule out the name brands. You want to know your prices. You want to know which generics are good and which generics are bad. Uh, so, for example, I used to get, when I lived in Florida, Walgreens toilet paper. And it was really, really good. And I think it was the red one I got. I don't remember. But it was a lot cheaper. So I would get that. But I also knew how much it was at the time. So I knew how much it was per roll, and I knew when the name brands were cheaper. So getting, Charmin or Cottonelle or what have you. And then cereal is a big one. I almost always buy name brand cereal. But if you know your prices and you know what they regularly are, it's just so easy. So know your prices and don't automatically assume that you should buy generic, because the number of times I have seen people pay more for generic products because generic's cheaper is absolutely insane. Because like these things, they get stuck in your head. Back when eggs were so incredibly expensive, I knew somebody who stocked up on eggs because they knew that there may be some economy challenges, and she's like, I'm never going back to ramen noodles. Eggs are the cheapest protein. I'm like, no, they're not. Eggs are expensive right now. Chicken's cheaper. But she was so set in the factor that we had been taught eggs are cheap protein. I've seen people who are like, oh, no, generics are cheaper and they will pay more for the generic than the name brand, not even realizing it. And that to me is crazy. So don't just automatically assume the generic is the cheapest. Get out of that mindset. Learn your prices. Know which generics are good, which generics are bad, because not all generics are the same. Know where has the cheapest one. So it used to be like Amazon, Meijer, Target, Walmart, and soft soap were all pretty much the same in this. And so it didn't matter whether I got the soft soap or the generic. And now it's just Meijer and soft soap. Well, I don't know if Amazon was the same. I got Amazon for the first time a few months back, and it's kind of, and then Target changed. Walmart, I think, changed. I don't remember. I haven't been to Walmart in months. But you want to know your generics. You want to know if it's comparable or if it's just being made to kind of look like that product. You want to know if it's worth it. And don't just assume. Again, I've had some really good generics. I've had some really bad generics. But I am certainly not going to pay more for a generic product when the name brand is on sale. So, anyways, again, my name's Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.